You might want to go grab a calculator if you don't have one, because the very first one is to graph and find the domain and range. And some of these you might want to grab an extra sheet of paper for. And there's graph paper up there. If there's not, I can grab some for you. Alright, here we go. So we are going to do a couple of these problems every day. That way we can still finish out the unit circle stuff and everything else we need to do and get y'all ready for pre-cal and get two more test grades in for you. Seniors, you're going to have at least one more test grade in the computer. Alright, so go to y equals. If there's anything in y equals, clear it out. Alright, and then let's type this in. Square root of x plus 2. If you have a calculator like mine, hit the right arrow button. If you have the yellow calculator, close your parentheses before you subtract 3. So make sure you close the parentheses before you subtract 3 for yours. And then hit graph. Alright, if you don't get a picture like mine, let me know so I can come help you, because you probably just didn't plug it in right somehow.
There's no graph on the paper.
That's why we have graph paper. Alright, so how do I go to my calculator and say, calculator, give me a whole bunch of numbers so that I can actually graph this? Let's go to second table. Very good. Alright, so you're going to get a whole bunch of errors because you can't square root a negative. So the very first one that you can graph is negative 2, 3. So let's draw ourselves a graph. And let's plot negative 2, 3. Alright, the next one is negative 1, negative 2. And then that's a decimal, that's a decimal. The next whole number would be 2, negative 1. Decimal, decimal, decimal. And then 7, 0. And we'll stop it right there. We'll call that. There you go. All okay? Alrighty. No, that was number 1.
Just put that in the calculator.
Yep, and then you just plug it in. Hit graph and go to table.
I did that, then you couldn't graph.
Alright, number 2. So it says F composition of H of 6. Okay? So first things first, what is F of X and what is H of X?
F of x is 5x plus 7.
Yeah?
H of x is 2x.
There you go. Or 2x squared. Yeah. Okay, so where are we going to plug the 6 into first? Are we going to plug the 6 into F of X first or into H of X first? Which one are we going to plug the 6 into? Well, it's 50-50 chance. Which one? It's been a minute since we've done it. Which one are we going to plug the 6 into first? The F of X or the H of X? H of X. Very nice. So this would be 2 and then 6 squared. What's 6 squared? 36.
Should I change my back that week?
Alright, and then what's 2 times 36?
72.
72. Very good. Alright, so what am I going to do with this 72 now? Where am I going to plug him into?
F of x.
F of X. So I'm going to plug him right into that X. Alright, so you've got 5 times 72 plus 7. 5 times 72 is 350 plus 10, 360. And then plus 7 is 367. So that's the answer you would pick, 367. Your final is multiple choice for those of you that have to take it. The exam exemptions still apply to everybody. So if you got the grade and you got the attendance, then you don't have to take the exam, okay? But this is still...
Did we get that, like...
They haven't told us yet. I don't think they're going to tell us until, like, the day before, probably.
We didn't get it. I already asked Miss Whalen, my Spanish teacher. She said that there's no way we could get it from now. Because she looked at the attendance, and then she was like...
She doesn't make that call.
Well, yeah, I know, but she was just guessing.
Yeah. Sometimes they don't want you out. But sometimes if it's like last year, it was really close. Like last year, it was like 95.98 or something. And they went ahead and rounded it up. So it just depends.
I'm not going to be able to do that.
All right, so let's look at number 3. Number 3 is the same exact thing, except you're not going to plug in a number. You're going to keep it as x. So we're going to take all of h of x. So what is h of x?
2x squared.
2x squared. And we're going to plug that into f of x. So what would we plug that into? What part? Where would that go?
Next to the 5.
Next to the 5, into the x right there. Okay. So it's going to become 5 times 2x squared.
It would be 10x squared plus 7.
Yep. And that's what you would pick on your test.
Wait. Where's number 3?
Right next to number 2. It's like smushed right next to it. It's real close. They're like smushed together right there. Okay, inverses. Number 4. We're going to do 4 and 5, and then we'll call it for this. We'll do something else. All right, number 4. So, how do you find the inverse of something? Do you remember?
No.
Sir? Oh, it's not supposed to be crossed out. That's for another class. Where, Michael?
Are we doing number 5?
Yeah, we're on 4 right now.
Well, I think you crossed number 5.
That was for another class. We're gonna do it together. I didn't realize that I made the same copies for y'all. All right, here we go. So to find the inverse, you first of all, f of x is the same as what? Same as y. And then you switch the places of x and y. So instead of y equals, it's x equals. And instead of x plus 2, it's y plus 2. Do y'all not remember doing this? Seriously? Oh my goodness. Gracious almighty. Okay. Alright, I've got to get y by itself. So, what do I need to do to get y by itself? You square it to get rid of that square root. Very nice. You square it. So then that square root and that square cancel out. So you have x squared equals y plus 2. One more step. What would I do? Trying to get y by itself. What would I do? Come on, guys. Thank you. You would subtract the 2. And so x squared minus 2 is equal to y. But since we found the inverse, we put that little negative 1 right there. Alright, last one for the day on this one. Let's do number 5. No, the 4 and 5 is what I said. 4 and 5. Then we'll do some more tomorrow. I mean, no, not tomorrow, Monday. Yep. Alright, find the inverse is what it says, okay? Find the inverse. You change this to y. Switch the places. So x equals 3y minus 2. And solve for y. What would I do to solve for y?
Add the 2 to both sides.
There you go.
And divide both sides by 3.
Perfect. So I have x plus 2 equals 3y. And then Hunter told us we divided by 3, and he is correct. So we have x plus 2 divided by 3 equals, and with that little negative 1 since we found the inverse. Perfect. Very nice. Y'all okay? Bringing back some memories, hopefully.
That was really fast.
So just a thought about your final exam. I have had people before, if they wanted to try to get a B or if they wanted to try to get an A, they came in and took the final. I don't really care what day you take the final. Just, I mean, if you want to take the final to see if it helps your grade, then that'll be fine. If it hurts your grade, I won't put it in. So that's just something to think about if you want to try to do that. But that doesn't apply to everybody. Only people that are like 89s and 79s and stuff like that. Y'all good? All right. Like I said, not everybody wants to do it, but it's there if you want to do it. So keep that handy. Keep that handy. And we're going to go over a few problems every day. And then seniors, I don't know if we're going to get through all of them before next week. So you might want to be working a few of the ones on the back. All right, let's look at the unit circle. Here we go. So We're going to do it one last time together today, and then starting next week, I'm going to let you do a couple on your own and see how you do. And then seniors, we will take this test sometime next week whenever y'all all feel comfortable with it, okay? All right, here we go. Very first one. Let's do it quick. You ready? What's this one? 0. What's the next one? 30. And then we're going to add what number all the way around? 30. So all you got to do is use your calculator. So skip the middle one. 30 plus 30 is? Add 30 again. Add 30 again. Skip the middle one. What's the next one? Yep. Then 180. Skip the, go to the next one. Skip the middle one. Keep going.
270.
Yep.
300.
Yep. Skip the middle one.
330.
And last one.
360.
Perfect. Then we're going to go all the way around and we're going to add what number this time? 45. So 0 plus 45 is 45. 45 plus 45 is your reference angle. You're going to hit it every time, okay? 90 plus 45 is?
135.
Yep. Plus 45 is your reference angle. Plus 45 is?
225.
Perfect. Plus 45 is your reference angle of 270. Every time you're going to hit them. Plus 45 is?
315.
And one more time just to make sure you got it right. 315 plus 45 is 360. All right, here we go. Radians. 30 degrees is what as a radian? Pi over 6. Bless you. Pi over 6. All right, so... Oh, that one's 0. Yep. All right, so the next one is 2 over 6. What is 2 over 6 reduced to?
1 over 3.
Pi over 3. Very good. This one is 3 over 6. What is 3 over 6 reduced to? Pi over 2. Very good. 4 over 6. What does that reduce to?
2 pi over 3.
Perfect. Skip the middle one. And then 5 over 6 doesn't do anything. 6 over 6 at 180 is how much? Just pi. Very nice. 7 over 6 doesn't do anything. Skip the middle one. 8 over 6 reduces to?
45 over 3.
Perfect. 9 over 6 reduces to?
3 pi over 2.
Perfect. 10 over 6?
5 pi over 2.
Perfect. Skip the middle one. 11 over 6 doesn't do anything. And then the last one is 12 over 6, which is 2 pi. Perfect. Okay, this one was easy. Right here, 45. 45 was pi over 4. Very good. Remember, 45, pi over 4. The 45 one's the easy one, okay? All right, hit your reference angles every single time. This is 1 over 4. 2 over 4 is still pi over 2. 3 over 4 doesn't do anything. Hit your reference angle. 4 over 4 is still pi. Next one's 5 over 4. Hit your reference angle. 6 over 4 still reduces to 3 over 2. There you go. And then the last one, 8 divided by 4 is still 2 pi. All right, do you remember how to do the numbers?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Where does the 1, 2, 3 start?
At the top.
At the top. There you go. And all of them are over 2. So the top goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and they're all over 2. Bless you.
Everything but the ones are.
Well, square root of 1 is still 1. That's why they don't have. All right, here we go. First quadrant, the signs were positive, positive. What about the second? Now, you don't have to label this, guys, but this is probably going to help you, okay?
Negative.
What about the second quadrant?
Positive, negative.
You got to go left.
Negative, positive.
Left is negative, then positive. Okay, so match them up. The first one goes with 1/2 and square root of 3 over 2, but the first coordinate is negative in the second quadrant. All right, then match the second one up. Square root of 2 and square root of 2. but the first one is negative. And the last one, square root of 3 over 2, first one's negative. All right, what about the third quadrant? What are the signs in the third quadrant?
Negative, negative.
Perfect. All right, so then follow this line up, and it gets you to square root of 3 over 2 and 1/2. And they're both negative. The middle one is always the square root of 2 over 2, but if you need to, you can follow that line up. But the middle one is always the 45, square root of 2 over 2. And then if you can see, this is 3, 2, so this one needs to be 1, or you can follow that line up. Are y'all okay with what I'm doing? Anybody lost? Okay. All right, what about the fourth quadrant? What are the signs? You got to go right and down. Positive and negative. Very good. Oh, gosh, I don't know why I just put a 1 there. Positive and negative 1. There you go. All right, same thing. Follow the, wherever you want to start, follow the line up. So, and then the second one is negative. The middle one is always the square root of 2 over 2. That's the easy one. All right, let's do your reference angles. Your reference angles, if I am starting at the origin, I'm going right 1. Right 1 would be the x or the y. The x, which means the y is 0. All right, same thing. Go to your 90. I'm going up 1. Up 1 would be the y. Very good. So the 0 and then 1. All right, I'm going left 1. Left would be negative 1. And which one would that go in? X. Yep. And then I'm going down 1. Down 1 would be negative 1. Where's it go? The y. Very good. And that's it. That's your test right there. Y'all okay? So next week, I'm going to give you a blank one every day, just like we've done, but I'm going to let you start doing them on your own. And then when y'all say you're comfortable, we'll take the test on it, and then that'll be it, okay? So pre-cal, this is going to be the very first thing that you do in pre-cal, okay? That's why we're doing it so much here at the end. Yeah, you're going to go back over it, but it's going to be one of the very first things that you do, yeah, in pre-cal. Or if you take what is the new one going to be? Analytical math, I think is the new one for the seniors.
What math?
Analytical.
What is that?
It's just a new math. It's kind of like in between.
You studied that?
Huh?
You studied that math?
Yeah, in college. And discrete math is the one Miss Compton teaches. I did that one in college too. All right, you ready? Want to learn something new today? It's not hard. We're going to do the real easy stuff today. We're not going to do anything hard. So on your desk while you got here was your study guide, was your unit circle, and then your notes. So all that stuff, that's your study guide. Oh, you already had one? Okay, let me see that then.
Yeah.
Okay.
What study guide is that?
That's the final exam study guide. I gave it to seniors yesterday, but then I got to thinking that we all really needed to go ahead and start it. So, okay, here we go. You ready? So we're going to start reference angles. So you always go off of the reference angle on the x-axis. What are the two reference angles on the x-axis?
180 and 0.
180 and
0.
What's the other one? 360. Yep, we use the 360 one, okay? Y'all good? Y'all with me? All right, here we go. So 300 is closer to which one on the x-axis? 360. So we do 360 minus 300, and we get a reference angle of 60 degrees. So look at that on your unit circle. You ready? Find 300, and then find 60. Bless you. Are their coordinates the exact same thing except for signs? Yes. That's what we're going to get used to, okay? So we're going to learn something with this later, so you got to know how to do this. All right, let's do another one. Don't worry about the negative, because the negative just tells you to do what? Instead of going up and around, you go down and around. There you go. And you are going to get your test back at the end of class today. So 240 is closest to which one on the x-axis? On the x-axis, which one's it closest to? 180. Very good. So 240 minus 180 gives you a reference angle of 60. Alright, so look at it. Let's just make sure. 240 is right here. Square root of 2, 1 over 2 and square root of 3 over 2. And look at 60. They're the exact same thing, okay? Alright, let's do another one. 390. Which one's it closest to? On the x-axis. There's only 2 of them.
Yeah, 360.
360. There you go. Do you notice how I'm always doing it so it's positive? I always subtract them so it's positive. And that would give you 30 degrees. Okay, so you try 7, 8, and 9. See what you can do on 7, 8, 9. We're going to do degrees first, and we're going back and do the radians.
You say don't worry about the negative.
Don't worry about the negative. The negative just tells you to go down.
Well, you said you what?
7, 8, 9.
Alright.
Don't worry about the negative. The negative just tells you which direction to go.
Are we doing 270?
Yeah, of 7, 8, 9.
Alright.
270 is not on the right. Always the one on the x-axis. Always the ones on the x-axis. Every single time. Only those two. Alright, what about 150? Which one's it closest to?
180.
180. And yes, you do get 30 degrees. Okay, look at your unit circle. 150 is right here, and 30 is right here. Do they have the exact same coordinates except for signs? Yes. Okay, so we're going to get to where we can do this without the unit circle, okay? So I'm just showing you what's going on. All right, 225, which one's it closest to on the x-axis? 180. And you get 45. Okay, same thing. 225 and 45 have the same exact coordinates. Okay? All right, and then the last one, 135, is closer to which one on the x-axis? 180. And you get 45 degrees. Y'all okay?
Wait, why didn't we use the y-axis?
You always use the x-axis, and it's part of a lesson that we skipped, so that way we could get to this stuff and get y'all ready for pre-cal. It's part of those special right triangles. They always stem off of the x-axis. That's why we always use those.
On the fractions, don't we just write down what's in accordance?
No, the fractions are easier. Okay, so let's look at the fractions. You ready? Do you remember how we went around a circle and we were like 1 pi over 6, Tyler, and 2 pi over 6, and 3 pi over 6? Every time it was like pi over 6, right? So all you do is you cover up that front number, and your reference angle is just pi over 3. Those are the easy ones. Okay?
Wait, you literally just ignored the
You literally just ignore the negative just tells you to go down, right? All right, so let's look at this. Pi over 3 is right here. That's this one. 2 pi over 3 is right here. They're the same exact thing. Right? Is that okay?
It's fine.
Do not spill those on my floor. All right, same thing. Cover up that front number. What's your reference angle? There you go. All right, look at your unit circle. Here we go. So we have pi over 4 is right here. 5 pi over 4 is right here. They have the same exact numbers, just different signs, right? Y'all with me? All right, what about number 6? What would it be? Pi over 6. Very good. And last one, number 10?
Oh, pi over 4.
Pi over 4. Remember, the negative only tells you to go down. That's the only thing it tells you, okay? Y'all okay with this?
Watch, we think it's easy right now, and then next, on Monday, she's going to be like, all right, 93.
No, not Monday.
Pi.
Not Monday. After Monday, yes, but not Monday. All right, page 5. Go to page 5 real quick. Let's do this real quick like.
What is that?
What is what? We're not worried about all that yet. All right, 1 through 12 is the only thing we're doing right now. The rest of it we'll get to later, okay? It's really easy. Same thing, same exact thing. Let's do all the radians first, real quick. Number 2, go.
240 is closest to 1.
Nope. Number 2.
5.
5 or 3. There you go. Number 3.
5 or 6.
There you go. Number 6.
5 or 6.
Yep. Number 8.
5 or 4.
Number 10.
5 or 6.
I'm so glad Blake's the only one with me today. Number 12.
5 or 4.
There you go.
Well,
Are y'all okay?
I'm just good at math.
Pretty easy stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, the degrees are actually the more difficult ones because you got to do a little thinking, okay? All right, so 240, you go off the x-axis. The x-axis. Which one is it closer to on the x-axis, 180 or 360? 180. So 240 minus 180 is 60 degrees.
Yeah.
So if you were to look at 240 and 60, they have the exact same coordinates, just different signs. All right, here we go, 120.
180.
There you go. Subtract them and you get.
60.
So if you were to look at 120 and 60, they have the exact same coordinates, just different signs. All right, 315? 360. There you go. All right, don't worry about the negative. Just the 115. Which one's he closest to? 180. Unfortunately, 115 is not on the unit circle. Wait,
Yeah, it's 65.
that's 65. Well, that must be a typo. Okay, never mind. Where we at? Okay, 330.
360.
360, very good. That gives you a reference angle of 30. And then number 11, 210.
30.
What's the reference angle?
180.
180, and that gives you 30. Very good. Y'all okay?
Well, yeah.
Pretty easy stuff? Huh? I'm going to hand out your test now from yesterday. We're going to go over any questions, and we will call it a day.
Wait, Miss Piper,
Yeah.
First of all, did I do all right on that?
Everybody did extremely well on that test, yes.
Yes, dude.
I'm probably the only one in